Hey guys, Rob Warren from Desert Willow Vineyard, and we're here today to talk about soil sampling. It's October, it's the perfect time to get out and take your soil samples to make sure that your vines have all the nutrients that they're gonna need for next year. We're sampling in a block that we have already applied compost, and the reason I'm doing that is I'd like to just kind of get a comparison over here compared to the next block over here that we did not put any compost out on, just to see those numbers and compare them. So when you take soil samples, usually we want to take it under the vine row where these roots are, where you're putting your fertility. You're usually putting fertilizer through these drip lines. We don't do that. As you can see, this compost was slung out. It was slung out a little bit too far, so I didn't want to sample right in the compost. So I scooted out a little bit. You still want to be pretty close to the vine itself, but you want to make sure and find your emitters on this drip line and make sure that you're not sampling right there where the drips are falling and puddling up, because the more saturated that is and the more water that gets put down right there, it's going to kind of leach down your fertilizer. And so this little spot right here might give you a false sample of what you really have. So I'm choosing to back off of the drip line just a little bit, but still be in pretty close proximity to this vine and take my sample right here. So we're gonna take one last sample right here before we mix up our soil sample. And we're trying to get about 10 to 12 inches. That's where most of your roots are gonna be. So we've sampled several places in this block, and we're gonna just mix this sample together to make sure it's all blended really well. So you can use just a regular brown paper sack that you send your kids lunch to school in. And we're gonna put this sample that we've mixed up real well, try to get most of it into this bag. Obviously, if your soil is really wet, you might want to get a little more waterproof bag, but that is plenty for our sample. In fact, that's a little more than we need, but that's basically it. We're gonna seal the top up. We're going to label this so that we know which block this sample represents, and that's about all you're gonna need. Now, you will need to fill out a form depending on which lab that you send your samples to. Fill out one of their forms and send it in with your samples. You can take as many samples as you want, put them all in a box with your form and send it off, and it usually takes a week to 10 days to get the results back. Again, very important to get a baseline soil sample and know what you're going into the new year with. That way you can apply whatever fertilizers that you're needing, that your vines are gonna need. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please like and subscribe for more content, and put your comments down below, and we'll see if we can answer your questions.